Good morning. It is 9 o'clock, straight up on June 7th, 2023, on a Wednesday morning. I get an audio check here. Wednesday morning. All right. This tab was already muted that I'm displaying, but the other tab was not muted, which is weird because I thought that they were. But I found that if I open when I open my tabs, if I open another YouTube tab and check to see whether they're already muted or not, I can play a video and mute it, and then subsequent to that, start the show, and the tabs will be muted, even if they weren't to begin with. But this time, that was weird because one of them was muted and the other wasn't. So I don't know what's up with that. I'll come over here to chat. Alice says, I missed the trailers, and there was somebody else too. John Williams says, I missed the trailers. And that's all that said, missed the trailers so far. Well, I like the I missed the trailers too, and I knew when I stopped doing them, it was a temporary stop. They will be coming back. They'll be coming back a little bit different, and I might discuss that a little bit or reveal a little bit of that, about that, what I'm intending during this show, unless we get some interesting technical topics to talk about. Dennis was like number 2, and I glance over here to my left. I see there are now 4 likes, and there are 16 people watching now, and the stream started 89 seconds ago. Nick Poverman, I recently tried to write a book on plants, but it was too difficult. I should have used paper. I read that earlier this morning, and you did get a laugh out loud from me on that. Ran Israel says, hi all. And I do see those blips happening, because that was a flicker, not a flicker, but like the screen went black and then back on without me scrolling at all. There's another one. Looks like there's a new option besides top chat and live chat. Really? Oh, fan funding. Super chat, super stickers, channel memberships, and gifting. Oh, that must be how Carrie's been able to see who had contributed during the show, because for a significant amount of time he was not able to see all the gifts that had come up. So if I switch to that, that'll show me all of these super chats that have come in during this stream. No, I'm not trying to get you to go do it now. That's not a Doug thing to do. John Williams, missed the trailers. Oh, by the way, Ken Stout's not watching. I was going to tell something else that I discovered about the chat room today. I'm going to try making a little adjustment here. Oh, yeah, that was cropped a little bit too low on my picture-in-picture. Yeah, there was John's comment about the trailers. Mike Wojcik, hello everyone. Selden Ball, greetings here. 60 degrees Fahrenheit, air quality index 218, and the sky is yellow. It doesn't help that they are resurfacing the parking lot too. I have 61 degrees, expecting a high of 76. Oh, sweet. Cool day. I had the windows open earlier this morning. They're all closed now after the house cooled down a bit. Excuse-moi. Confirming I successfully unmuted. Carl J, hello. Bobby Warren, hello. Mike Wojcik. We've been told that wearing masks is recommended if we go out because of the haze. You know what? I have often wondered if I should be wearing a mask during this live stream. Am I putting you at risk by not wearing a mask? I mean, you guys are sitting pretty close to your monitor, and I'm pretty close to the camera. Maybe I should be wearing a mask. We know that computers can transmit viruses. We've known that for a long time. Speedy C Drive. Hi, Doug in chat. Like number 4. Looking over here, there are 10 likes. Wow. I don't know. If you guys mention likes in the chat room, then it's going to prompt me to say something about it. I don't like. That's redundant. I don't care for when content creators keep pushing people to like and subscribe. Smash that like button and ring that bell. Oh, jeez. Drives me nuts. So stop talking about it, Doug. Okay, moving on. Do you have any tips on how to speed up a PC? My PC runs Windows 10 but laggy when it plays games like The Sims 4. Yes, so let's go talk about that. I'm looking to see. Oh, there's Brian Lightfoot. Divide equally among all the Dougs. Well, at last count, there's around 200 Dougs. So that's going to be a little bit for each of them, and they'll all be happy for it. Now, let's go see this. If I go up here and change the chat to fan funding, then Brian Lightfoot should be the only one that shows up there. Thank you, Brian. Back to live chat. So I want to spend a little bit of time on that. Let me catch up with chat, and then I'm going to come back to this. Nick Poverman, Office 365 is still having issues with Outlook and Teams. I have 5 users who can't update their group emails. It's specifically the group emails, huh? But that's you told us yesterday or the day before, that's something that Microsoft is working on. There's Ken Stout Live. I'm watching What You Talking About, Willis. I am too watching What You Talking About, Willis. So I'm going to go over it here. I've already got a tab pulled up to see if Ken has. Yeah, here's Ken Stout Live. If I refresh that screen, if he's got anything there, it'll show up. Nope, he don't got nothing. Jeff Ryman, good morning to all. Bobby Warren, happy Ken birthday. Hey Ken, happy birthday. That's right, today is Ken's birthday. Number 64. When you put those two numbers together, it comes up to 10, which is, we all know, that is the number of your emotional maturity. So if you take the 2 digits of your age, for Ken, it's 6 plus 4, so he's 10 years old emotionally. I just made that up. I didn't have any concept that I was going to say something like that. Is that Doug putting his foot in his mouth without thinking first? Like I accused Ken of yesterday. Happy birthday to the old timer. Happy birthday, Ken Stout. Josh, it just popped up on my phone when I came over to Doug. Live, hi, Doug, and chat. I'm not sure what popped up on your phone. Maybe it was the notification. Nick Poverman, we were issued an air quality alert this morning because of the fires in Canada. We were told to stay inside if at all possible. Yeah, they're having there's crazy troubles with the fires in Canada. I wonder if my brother Tom in Minnesota would be having trouble with that. Does anybody know if Minnesota is having trouble with the fires in Canada, due to the fires in Canada? Forest fire smoke is bad in some areas due to fires here in Canada. Greg M. is in Canada. Hang on. Confirming unmuted. Ran Israel, happy birthday, Ken Stout. Many, many returns. So what does that actually mean, many, many returns? Do we hope that Ken has his 64th birthday over and over and over again? Next year it'll be his 64th birthday again. Or many returns, meaning come back and have a birthday again every year. Brian Lightfoot's super chat. And Lum Dog, okay, I'd be here, but I got awfully distracted this morning tinkering with my computer, playing in BIOS, my Asus BIOS. Brian Lightfoot was first for what? Brian, today is not Ken's birthday. His birthday was 64 years ago. Good. You had me going there for a minute. I was sure that today was his birthday because last night he was saying it's just a couple more hours before. He was referring to it in various different ways. Yeah, his birthday was actually 64 years ago. Well, how about if you count 0? Do you start counting with year 0? Would it actually be? Because after he was alive for 12 months, then he's 1 year old. So if he's 64 years old now, wasn't his birthday actually 65 years ago? If you count backwards from today, go back 1 year. No, because then you're starting at 0. You count today as 1 and then start counting back. Then that would be his birthday was 65 years ago. Let's see. Mike Wojcik, hello, and chit-chat back and forth, and thank yous. The new chat thing. Oh, the new chat thing. Maybe, I guess what he's saying is this new chat fan funding thing popped up is what Josh, it just popped up on my phone. So it showed up on his phone about which way you want to see the chat. Did the fan funding show up different on the phone for you guys? Thank you, Jeff Ryman, Brian Lightfoot, Picky. It's technically the birthday anniversary. Thanks to all. Happy to KS. Let's see what I say. Happy bother to Ken Stout. If I use it the way I used for my brother a couple days ago. Ken Stout, I'm not Asian. Where did that come from? To me. Oh, that was to me. What did I say that could have been interpreted as Asian? I don't know. John Williams to Ken, the smoke is awful here in Madison, Wisconsin. Is 72 degrees, so Wisconsin is kind of similar to Minnesota in latitude. I think it is. Jeff Ryman, some Asian cultures count that you are one on your birthday, taking into account approximate year in the womb. Oh, so do Asian cultures count the years differently? I didn't realize. That's why I didn't understand his Asian reference. I didn't know that that was an Asian thing at all. Bobby DeCan, Ken's 35th anniversary of his 29th birthday. Okay, that's good. I like that. Another thank you, Ren Israel. Are you one of those that scheduled their Millennium Party on December 2000? Yeah, because that was a thing too. Let's see, the Millennium. Let's see, we're one, two. So then 2000 was, yeah, actually. So December 31st of 2000 was actually the end of the 1999th year. So you would have had to go to December 31st. 2001 to actually have achieved 1,000 years. Is that right? I don't know. Well, I think they started counting. Did they start counting years with the first date was 1? Did they start at 0? I don't know. You were talking about being older than 64. Older than 64. How is Asian got anything to do with being older than 64? Oh, when I was calling you 65. Yeah, because that must be the year 0. Hang on. Ay, caramba. Josh says, yes, it did on the phone. You get a pop-up and you just hit got it. Oh, it gave you some kind of notification about fan funding, but fan funding isn't new. We've had super chats and super stickers and channel memberships, and I think gifting of memberships, that's been around for quite a while, but it's new for it to show up as a way to look at the chat room. But apparently it gave some other kind of notification, probably for YouTube just trying to promote it. Lawn Dog asks, on your big beast, I believe you are running ASUS motherboard. Yes, I'm wondering what ASUS add-on software you have installed. Armory Crate, Sonic Studios. Yeah. My reaction is because, yeah, I've got something installed and I've tinkered around with it somewhat, and I just found it to be a big waste of time. I'll tell you what, my RGB, it's just so totally neglected. I think I actually turned off what's in here. When I mean neglected, let's see, if you look back at Big Beast Build right now, you can see the RGB on the memory sticks is lit up. That's not always the case. Sometimes it goes off. And I don't know, I haven't even tried to figure out what happens what is triggering it to turn off and stay off until I reboot the computer. It's just not a big interest to me. Now let's go look at appwiz.cpl, and I'm not going to read through all these right now, but you can go back and pause the screen if you want to see what I have installed. I'll go look specifically for the Armory crate. Oh, I see that wasn't completely populated. So here I'll do this again. Asus motherboard, Aura lighting effect. So those are 3 things. And just looking to try to spot other things. I'm still going to get back to that question about a sluggish computer. Magic Bullet Suite, I don't even know it. I don't even recognize that. Some NVIDIA stuff. Patriot Viper, I think that's the memory. That might be the RGB for the memory. I don't know. You can tell that it's high on my priority list. Not. Lawn Dog, and did Windows automatically during an update install Realtek audio software, or are you running that software? Realtek audio, Realtek Bluetooth driver, Realtek audio. Those were installed April 2022. That sounds around the time that I got this computer. I don't recollect ever going out searching for it. What is causing your screen to flash? I don't know, but it only seems to happen when I have the chat room on screen. One of my theories was that I'm wondering if it has to do with, refresh rates and the frame rate of XSplit. If they are, different at different rates, could it be that after a certain period of time they synchronize in a way that they're both on a down cycle or missing cycle or something like that? I don't know, but it only seems to happen when I have the chat room. You know what would be interesting if somebody cares to do this is to time this, how much time is between the flashes. If it's consistent and stable, then maybe like if I change the frames per second in XSplit, maybe it'll sync up better. Or maybe if I change the, let's go, let's see, there's some way to display the desktop without actually minimizing everything. Oh, let's do it this way. How about this? If I come over here to monitor number 3 and display settings, like if I change the refresh rate, ugh, this came on the wrong screen. Oh, I can do it this way. Come over here. If I change the refresh rate, where is that around here somewhere? Advanced display settings. I'm on refresh rate of 60 hertz. Maybe if I change it to a different number, will that have any impact at all on that? You know what? I think I can change this while I'm streaming. So let's try going to 50 hertz. See what happens. I got a thing here. Do I want to keep these display settings? I might be crashing the live stream here. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. I think I accidentally moved that chat room in the XSplit. That's why you saw it on a quarter screen, I think. Okay, so what's causing your screen to flash? Hang on. Should have drunk some hot tea this morning. Dennis says, Minneapolis, good air quality. Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago have moderate air quality. It gets worse further east and north you go. Tim Sal says, happy birthday, Ken. Josh, Ken, can you do me a favor, please? Can you please email me the Zoom link so that when I'm outside I can get on Zoom with my phone? Ken Stout, yeah, thank yous, and happy birthday. I'd be 2 years behind you. Lawn Dog would make him 62. Now we know. It's chit-chat back and forth between Ken and Josh. Lawn Dog, on the subject of the blink that is occurring. On occasion, my screen blinks like it's doing some kind of refresh or recovering from, there was a blink, recovering from a glitch real fast. It happens occasionally, and it's puzzling. And yeah, glitch might be a display driver issue. Still flashing, but has the rate changed? Is there any difference in the frequency? How much time is between those flashes? Now, somebody might have to go back and replay to measure that. Will I do it? Yeah, I don't know. Try setting the chat room window to not be maximized. Okay, there's another idea. There's another flash that just happened. So we definitely have a time. We can measure a time increment. So now go to the next thing there is unmaximize the chat room, but I'll stretch it out to be almost full screen. Let's see if that makes a difference. Lawn Dog, well, Ken, for my birthday, I got a beautiful big toolbox, a very popular toolbox from our favorite tool store, which is not making crappy Chinese stuff anymore. This toolbox is stronger than anything that I have in my garage, and I mean typical Craftsman stuff. I even have like a 1970s Craftsman toolbox on wheels, and it's pretty doggone strong, but this box from Harbor Freight is much, much stronger. The general toolboxes have really come up in quality. They are impressive. Then it says both Philadelphia and New York has unhealthy air quality. How about Duluth, Minnesota? Do you mind checking on that for me? That's where my brother Tom lives. Ken the Lawn Dog, cool. I'm getting the best gift after there's a surprise birthday party set for 8 p.m. that I do not know about, and I have seen the guest list. It's all the family. I was concerned about that. I heard you talking about that last night, Ken. So I called Lorna and to enlist her to help keep it secret from you. I wonder if I just blew it. Did I just blow your secret? Or if she's listening to this show because you're in the car with her right now, she just heard me read that. Whereas you meant to keep it secret because it's in the chat room. Doggone that, Doug, him reading my messages out loud. Rand Israel to Doug. I suggest making it a bit smaller to see if only the window flashes the entire desktop. Oh, that's a good point. I think I just noticed a flash. I'll wait for one more flash that I see. And then I'll make it smaller and we'll be able to see. You can see a little bit of sliver on the right-hand side. Jeff to Lawn Dog, most toolbox from the big box stores are plastic, which I hate. I had a couple good steel toolboxes stolen 5 years ago. Rick Lakes, hope you have a lot of fun tonight. To Ken, Zavi Menorda, Rand, did you try Rust Desk? Let's see, what was Rand talking about? Rand, try setting chat room. Oh, I think Rand had some issue going on himself with the screen. Are you one of those that scheduled the Millennium Party? What comment of Rand's was he responding to? There's another one. I don't know. Did you try Rust Desk? I don't know. John Williams, I've been to Duluth, Minnesota a long time ago. It was a great fishing trip. Was that ice fishing or was that regular fishing in the lakes? Because they do ice fishing in Duluth, Minnesota in the winter, obviously. She just yelled at the screen, Doug. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought for sure if you put that into chat that she wasn't listening and that wasn't going to give it away. And I did not call her. No, did I just put my foot in my mouth? Randa's V, no, not yet. Are you going to the birthday party? Wouldn't that be something? If I show up at Ken Stout's, not Ken Stout, he's told us on his show, he says, I'm Ken Stout Live. He doesn't say I'm Ken Stout, this is the Ken Stout Live show. He says, I'm Ken Stout Live. So back when I think it was Josh maybe, asked Ken if his middle name was Stout because he's saying his name is Ken Stout Live. So his last name is Live. His middle name is Stout. Yeah, so how about that? Could it be that I'm going to show up at his surprise birthday party? I'm not saying. On a boat, but no ice. Ken Stout says, I know what? I am Groot. I watched a I told you yesterday that I was going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yesterday, and I did. And my friend and I, her name is Stephanie, friend, we we spent quite a while the rest of the day. I was looking up things on YouTube and Google searches because we had a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions. So I know quite a lot about that show now. That's not this show. Ken Live. It wasn't in chat. Something Zavi and I discussed between ourselves. Got it. Okay, so the question about, let's see, what was it? Slow games. There. Alice, do you have any tips on how to speed up my PC? My PC runs Windows 10, but laggy when it plays games like The Sims. I'm going to go double check, see if Ken has a show. If he's scheduled anything yet. Oh, come on, get to the right page. Why can I not see it? There. Ken Stout. Refresh to see if he's scheduled a show yet. He has not. So I'm going to go ahead and do a redirect to guess who has another live stream today. Who has another live stream today? Carrie Holzman. He is just live streaming away. Now, what do I want to come back to? So when I get around to ending this stream, you'll be redirected to Carrie's live stream, which is at his usual time, right? Isn't it at his usual start time? Go pull that up over here. Yep, his usual start time. Now, I'll make this smaller and then go into Alice's question. But let's not have a chat in the background. How about we have something else in the background? All right, that'll be all right. See what kind of flickering we get now. So, do you have any tips on how to speed up a PC? My PC runs Windows 10, but laggy when it plays games like Sim 4. Okay, first of all, there's all these little icons down in the notification area. Try to uninstall or disable as many of those as possible, because those are all taking up some resources in the background. So to find those, if you don't know, you could send me a picture of what's down here. When you float your mouse over it, you get a little pop-up of what it is. For temporary purposes, you can just right-click on some of these and just exit them, to just close them, and then go try running your game. But laggy when it plays games like Sims 4. Okay, so then the next thing is Control-Shift-Escape to bring up Task Manager. Check your CPU, memory disk, and see what's happening on these. You can click the title of each column to sort them in order by that column. I just clicked on the CPU column. It's got that down arrow right here. So that means the things that are taking up the most utilization are going to be shown here. Anything that has this right arrow next to it, you can click to expand that to see how much is going on. So you can do the same thing with memory, the same thing the disk and network and GPU, your graphics card. You can send me pictures of any of this. Hang on a moment. You can send me pictures of any of this. I'd be happy to work with you on it over multiple days. I'm also happy to connect remotely to your computer and browse through, look for these issues and how to deal with them myself during the live stream. And you can come in on Zoom. We can have a voice conversation that way. That would be wonderful. That's the best way to do it. But that's not necessary if you'd rather not do the Zoom part. Go to the Startup tab, and you'll see all of these items that are automatically starting up. You can go find any of these items that you don't recognize, you don't know why they're there, and just disable them. But you should take a picture of this screen first. Make sure you're taking a picture of everything in this screen. And even before you take the picture, sort them by the status column. So click on the top of the status column here. So now you're taking pictures of everything that are enabled. When you get down to the bottom, you'll see everything that's currently disabled already. Because when you're done with your testing, you want to return it back to the way that it was until you've decided which of these items you want to permanently have disabled. If you decide there are any of these items that you want to have permanently disabled, it would be best to enable them and then go uninstall that product rather than just continuing forward with them disabled. Because even when you disable their automatic startup, there can be other things that are loading in the background, drivers or something that is occupying your computer's resources. So if there's anything here you want to permanently get rid of, leave it enabled or re-enable it if you disabled it for testing purposes, and then go uninstall it. To figure out more about what it is, you can right-click on the item and search online, and that will just take you right to a search result that tells you some information about what that item is. Let's see, where do we want to go next? Next, I would go into auto runs from sysinternals, but I don't know where you are at in your experience with computers for going into auto runs. I think I already have it open. Yeah, here's sysinternals suite. Here's auto runs. I do have it open. When you go into auto runs, it shows everything that's automatically launching when you restart your computer. There may be things that are launching when you start your computer that are not showing up as currently running. They're probably not going to be causing you trouble with sluggishness during the Sims game, but possible. Now, when you come into here, the reason why I had this open already is because I was going to show something on my computer. This computer, Big Beast Build, when I restart it, it is automatically opening Microsoft Edge. Why? What are you doing? So in auto runs, when I first went here to look for it, I scanned down here looking for it for Microsoft Edge and did not find it. Well, I can do a Control F for find and type Edge, and that took me straight to it. I click Find Next, and there it is, boom shakalaka. And it tells me that that got activated on June 1st. I have no idea how that got activated on June 1st. Now, is that June 1st of this year? I need to make this one of these columns wider so I can tell if that is June 1st of this year. Is it going to tell me that? I would think it would. Is that June 1st? That's a time. Oh, there it is, 2023. So it does show the year. It's kind of weird. June 1st, then a timestamp, and then the year. So why did it come up with that? Well, I want to stop that from launching, so I can right-click on it and jump to entry. That's going to open regedit to the correct place. But I did not launch auto runs as administrator, so I have to click here to switch auto runs into administrator mode. If I had launched it in administrator mode, then I wouldn't have had to do that extra step. Now that just relaunched it in administrator mode. Now I want to get back to this Microsoft Edge item and right click and choose jump to image. No, that gets me to the file. That's not what I want. It's jump to entry, I think is what I want. Yeah, that takes me into the registry, right to that item, and I can delete it from here. I got no idea why that is automatically opening, and it's opening with a Win session start. I don't have any reason to have that there, so I'm going to hit the delete key and delete it and answer yes. And if you're not familiar with the consequences of messing around the registry, maybe you want to hold off on doing that till you understand a little bit more. But I have full image backups of Big Beast Build every day. Well, incremental and differential backups. So I feel and I understand the registry very well. So I feel very safe in doing that. Now notice that it appears to still be here. If I click this refresh button up here, we should see that it's gone. Yes, indeed, it is gone. Now, what else can we talk about with Alice's question? Do you have any tips how to speed up a PC? My PC runs Windows 10. Of course, we're also interested in knowing what your PC is. So if you're going to send me some pictures to my email address, then let's include these pictures too. Give us, I didn't speak how I was doing that, right? Move down to the Windows button in the bottom left corner, right click, and then click on System. Of course, if you have your taskbar on the top or something, your start button is somewhere else. Give us a screenshot of this information here. And then also right click on the Windows button and choose Device Manager. give us a screenshot of this, just in case you don't know. Let's see, let's have you expand display drivers and expand disk drives. And let's see, let's do monitors. What else do we want in here? Other devices. If you have an other devices section, that's something that's not completely configured right. This one I think is showing here because maybe I have it disabled. I'm not sure why. It's Shift, hold down Shift in Windows and then the letter S. And that kind of gives you this gray area, and then drag a window over it, and that copies it to your electronic clipboard. Then go create an email to me and send it to me along with whatever else you're going to send. And let's go show doing that. If I go bring up a new email, I'll do compose. And let's see, make this big, compose a new email, make that big. And so this is what you'd be doing, is create a new email to me, DougBetts at LiveWindowsTraining.com, and then let's see, call it screenshots or something like that, or sluggish computer, however you want to title it, and then go in and just Control V to paste those pictures, those images. I should go see what people are yelling at me in chat about, because you might be adding more things to be requesting from Alice. Let's see, there's a bunch of retracted messages. Where was I at? Yeah, people are saying things, competition, carry, mini PC, dog house. Yeah, around here is where I left off. I bought a UPS for just in case if the power goes out from Bobby. Doug may be Doug House now. He spelled Doug wrong here. Doug may be Doug House now. Or did he mean to say Dog House? Yeah, it is Dog House. I'm going to try to, let's see, I'll go to the orange items. We are in competition, that is Carrie and I. It says Ken. Going to more oranges or emojis. Ran to Doug. Another thing to look at is system about advanced settings, performance, disabling visual effects. Good, thank you, yes. So there's a few ways to get to that. Right click on the Windows button and then system and then advanced system settings. That'll get you to this place here. We can go to advanced system settings, performance, click on settings. And if you're defaulted to this let Windows choose, that's default settings. You can easily get back to that. You can choose these other buttons just fine. But if you're already on custom, that means you've already made some customized selections here. If you start with the let Windows choose by default settings, and as soon as you change one of these, notice that this will switch to custom. Okay, once you've changed anything away from Windows default settings for your computer, this will change to custom. If everyone goes and looks at this setting right now, you're probably going to find different settings than what I have on my computer, because Windows is choosing what is best for your computer. These are not default settings for Windows. These are default settings for Windows for your computer. And Alice, what you should do is try this setting, adjust for best performance. It's probably going to take away all of these check marks. And a lot of people will not even notice the difference in terms of features that have disappeared. This thing like animate windows when minimized and maximizing. That has to do with when you minimize something, does it just instantly go away, or does it go away kind of gradually, animated? Let's see. So that was with animators and on, but I didn't apply, right? I haven't applied any of these changes yet. So I'm not going to go further demonstrating that. But Alice, change for best performance. Click OK and see how that does for you. I'm going to leave this on. Well, no, go ahead. I'll just go ahead and change it to best performance. Maybe we'll see a difference. Maybe we won't. Waiting. Is that going to crash my live stream? That took quite a while. I didn't expect that to take so long. Now if I minimize this window, it's more instantaneous. Thank you, Ren Israel. Good idea. Next orange, Speedy C. Could Defender be running a virus scan at the same time while a game is being played? Absolutely, and I have discovered that. If that's the case, Alice, when you have Sims running, come over and check what's, let's see, on the Processes tab, sort them by CPU. If there's a scan running, a virus scan running, it'll show up in one of the top items. You need to watch this for a while because it'll show up at the top of the list and then it'll go lower on the list and it'll come back up and go lower. And so what are you looking for? You're looking for, I'm going to sort these by name so we can see what the names are. I saw it just a moment ago. Anti-malware service executable is one of them. And what's another one? They're kind of apparent. They kind of sound like they have to do with antivirus, yet they're a little bit ambiguous. But you should watch that for a while. Now, there are methods to stop that from happening, and I have achieved some success by going into Task Scheduler and specifically scheduling antivirus scans to run at certain times so they're not running at random times during the day. But I suspect that Windows Defender and whatever antivirus you're using are configured by default to not run when games are being played. They ought to be doing that. Let's see, look for other oranges. Brian Lightfoot, export system information will be of great help. Good idea. So Windows key and then MSInfo32. Actually, even better, Windows key R so that you get the run command, and then MSInfo32 and press enter. And this gets you to System Information Panel. If you go to the File menu, choose Export, and then put in a file name. Let's call it MSInfo. Maybe I'll say for Doug. Or actually, you probably ought to say for Alice or for Alj, whatever you want to say, because this is going to create a text file. A text file, really? And then save. And then send that to me as an email attachment. What I'll be able to do then is I can copy that file onto my storage drive and then go to the File menu here and open it. I can actually open it and browse through it. We can learn more about your computer and its operation that way. I wonder if I'm going to crash my live stream. Alice says, thank you so much. I will follow the steps. Winter mute. How is the movie? Let me see if there's more stuff about Alice's issue. Another thing is to verify that game mode is enabled in settings. Game mode in what settings? Where are you referring to? Let's see. I don't think I know that one so well. Go here, settings. Is there a game mode in Windows? I've not even tried that. If I search for a game, I'm hoping you're going to... Oh, here's game mode settings. Oh, sure enough. I have game mode on. How about that? I didn't know that. Learn more about game mode. Captures game mode. So we're in game mode now. Learn more about game mode. And I see someone that said, yes, I have. Alice says, yes, I have a game mode on. I'll be asleep by the time Ken's show is on. Use game mode while gaming on your Windows device. Prevents Windows Update from performing driver installations and sending restart notifications. Helps achieve a more stable frame rate depending upon the specific game and system. When you use game mode, Windows prioritizes your gaming experience by turning things off in the background when you're running a game. All right. Well, that looks like that's all it does, and Alice already has that on. So then somebody asked, how was the movie? Stephanie and I enjoyed the movie. However, after we left the theater, we both admitted there was a time there when we had a really hard time staying awake. And I don't think that was so much to blame on the movie. It's just this was a new theater, had those really comfortable reclining chairs, and it was cold in there. We both brought extra warm coats, so we were kind of under a under a warm blanket of sorts. And we both had trouble staying awake through part of the movie. Once I got over that, then I was fine. It was kind of, there was some goofy silliness in it, and Stephanie and I are both sci-fi fans, and we both agree. She's more of a Marvel Comics fan than I am, and she likes those shows, and that's why I contacted her when I had a little bit of an idea that I was willing to go see it. And afterwards, we both said, yeah, there was some goofy, silly stuff in there, and it's really not sci-fi. In fact, in my research afterwards, I found the director, almost remembering his name, the writer-director, the guy that wrote it, also directed it, all three of the movies. He called it a space fantasy. So he doesn't call it sci-fi either. He calls it space fantasy, and that's a fair name. But we enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of chat I haven't talked about or haven't read. I will read it after the show's over, and it's time I need to get away. I need to shut down the stream, so I will go back and read through those things. If there's things I want to respond to during the show, then I will flag those for myself. Oh, that's interesting. Elevator Doug is stuck when I put my email address on screen. Now, can I stop the elevator partway down? Yeah, I can. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, and I didn't get around to talking about the trailers. If you want me to tell you about my plans for the trailers, that's no big secret. I don't mind telling about it. When we don't have tech stuff to talk about, when somebody asks a question in the chat room or sends it to me by email, that's always going to take priority, because that's what I want Windows Daily to be about, is the tech conversations. Chris says, boom chakalaka is what they say when someone does a slam dunk during basketball and they break the glass part of the goal. You know what? I think boom chakalaka is a lot more than just that. I have a hard time believing that's where it started from. But I feel a Google search coming on. Wow. There's an email address. If you send an email to me, I'll particularly, especially about tech topics, I'll respond during the live stream. I don't reply directly to the emails. At least very rare that I do that. Did anything improve regarding the flickering, the screen flickering? I'm going to end the stream from XSplit, which means you're probably going to have 2 or 3 minutes to continue in the chat room, because I'm not going to go click on the YouTube Studio in-stream button. That one's instantaneous. But when I end the stream through XSplit, YouTube is still listening for a while for the stream to come in from XSplit. So you'll be able to still chat for a while and answer that question. Has the screen flickering improved? And have you noticed it in the background? The other windows that are open in the background, were they flickering too? Was it the whole monitor that was flickering, or was it just the chat room? All right, goodbye. I'm out of here. Hasta la vista. What's it? Hasta la suega? Oswega? What's the Oswega one? I don't know. I'm out of here.